Hello traders, hello everyone. Thanks for joining me here for a new live trading session, live webinar. Please take a short moment to read the risk disclaimer before we'll get started, and before we'll take a look on our open positions. Also, we'll try to find new setups and maybe we'll open more trades here live today. And also, please guys, confirm into the chat that you can hear me and that everything is okay before we'll start this webinar. Okay, so it is very important to read the risk disclaimer before we'll get started. And also guys, I'm waiting for your messages, for your questions into the YouTube chat. That's why I'm here. And if you want me to take a look on a specific market, or if you have any questions, please guys. Hello Amin, hello Part, Saif. How are you guys? So I want to start this session with the economic calendar, because I want to show you here the US has released its CB consumer confidence earlier, and the economic indicator has decreased, or it has reported worse data than expected. Thank you, Rob. So the consumer confidence decreased from 117.5 to 170.2, even if the specialists have expected a potential increase and growth towards 119, guys. So also the new home sales have decreased. Also, even if the specialists have expected a potential growth here, so right now, and that's why the DXY has maybe could drop further, and that's why the price of gold rallied. That's why silver increased and reached our entry level. So we have a pending order in US dollar versus the Japanese yen, and we have open positions in silver, and we have also a pending order in the US30 on the Dow Jones. Okay, so these are our trades right now, pending orders or open trades. So these poor economic data reported by the US, by the United States earlier, the consumer confidence has decreased, also the new home sales have decreased. So that's why the DXY could decrease maybe after the current rebound, and the potential further drop here, a potential drop registered by the DXY, could force the US dollar to depreciate. Okay, and maybe the euro versus the US dollar will continue to increase. Maybe the pound versus the US dollar will start increasing again, and so on. So Saif, what do you think about the sudden dip in the US30? So let's take a look on the US30, guys. So yeah, as you can see here, the price of US30 Dow Jones Industrial Average has registered this false breakout here above 34,465, guys. Yeah, it has failed to stabilize right above this static resistance. It has registered and printed this strong and major engulfing, bearish engulfing. So maybe the price of the US30 will drop a little in the short term. So that's why we decided to send you guys a sell stop pending order. But it is very important, the price of the US30 could differ from a broker to another broker. So if you cannot open this trade, please don't. Okay, so right now the price of US30 is bearish, and it could maybe confirm this bearish engulfing, and it could drop a little in the short term. let's go to the and talk about silver also. So here we have silver, the 4-hour chart. We decided, hi Daryl, how are you? Juan, are you still comfortable with our position in silver? Yeah, so that's why I want to talk about silver right now. So you can see here that the price has retested again this medium line of the descending pitchfork, and now is traded above the weekly pivot point, above 27.83. guys, we have placed here an entry at 27.91, I believe, and right now our position is good. And if the price will close this candle, this 4-hour candle above the pivot point, maybe to stabilize here, test, retest, then it could continue to increase. So that's why we decided to go long on silver today. And personally, I still believe that the price of silver is bullish, and let's wait and see if the price will stabilize above these pivot points to be able to resume its growth. So we still have here an up channel. Yeah, the price has decreased a little, and unfortunately our position from Friday was closed at stop loss, but this is not a problem for us. I've told you that we are risking only 1% of our account or less of our account for each trade, so we registered only a minor loss. The price has rebounded, has increased from here, from 27.37, and now it has retested the medium line, confirming the medium line as a dynamic support here. And now if the price will stabilize here above the weekly pivot point, then it could continue to increase. And our target, potential target, is here around the R1, around the upper medium line of the descending pitchfork, guys. So let's wait and see. Right now the position in silver is good, and we have to wait, and maybe the price will continue to increase if maybe the DXY will drop again after its temporary rebound. So that's it here and let's continue with gold, guys. We have here a nice rally also after the US data release dump. So I've told you in my previous live sessions or analyses that the price of gold is still bullish. I've told you that we may have only a temporary consolidation here, sideways movement, test, retest, false breakdowns before the price of gold will continue to increase. And these two candles here, these two false breakdowns with great separation below 1875, 1875.17, also here retesting the sliding line, have confirmed a potential further growth here registered by gold. Okay, yeah, we'll talk also about the GBP versus the Japanese yen. Thank you. So the bias is bullish here on gold, and the price of gold could finally maybe approach in the end 1900 psychological level, also the R1, and only a potential maybe valid breakout above these immediate resistance levels could really signal maybe a further growth, maybe towards the upper medium line here. Let's wait and see, but the bias is bullish after this consolidation here, test, retest, only false breakdowns, so the price of gold could continue to increase. Okay, so let's move to, and let's talk about the euro versus the US dollar, right? So we closed our long position right below R1, I believe, only because a potential maybe false breakout here above these former highs, its incapacity to make a valid breakout above the R1 would have sent the price down. So that's why we decided to close. Hi Aline, how are you? So that's why we decided to close our long, our buying position in euro versus US dollar in profit, and let's wait and see. And if the price will maybe consolidate here above the R1, test retest, only false breakdowns here, a consolidation, a minor consolidation here, maybe it could bring us a new long opportunity here in euro versus the US dollar. So the bias is still bullish. We had a sideways movement here, minor range, and right now the price has increased as much as 1.2266. It has increased a little to retest the R1, and maybe it will resume its growth. Okay, and I've told you in my previous sessions that our major upside target could be here right above the R2, around 1.23 psychological level, and around the upper medium line of a major descending pitchfork, guys, right? So the bias is bullish, the outlook is bullish, and maybe the price will bring us a new opportunity soon. Saskia, so not wise to buy gold now. Right now, no, because maybe we had an opportunity, but right now we are long in silver, so it is the same thing here. And if the price of gold will continue to increase, the price of silver should increase as well. So right now, no. Right now it is too high. Maybe we had an opportunity. Let's take a look again. The price, yeah, the price rallied, and let's take a look on the 1 hour maybe, and maybe we had something here, right? After this rally, the price has decreased a little. Here it has found support around 1879, and maybe we had something, an opportunity right above these intraday highs, somewhere above 1885, but we placed a buying position in silver, so it is the same thing. And if the price of gold will continue to increase, then silver should increase as well. Okay, I will take, what do you think about Kiwi yen? Yeah, let's take a look. And personally I believe that this pair, let's take a look on the 4-hour chart, because we have something here like an aggressive drop right now. After the price, it has jumped above the R1, the weekly resistance 78.91. After reaching and retesting this uptrend line, former uptrend line, unfortunately we had to delete this sell stop pending order. If you remember, we deleted the New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen pending order sell stop only because the price failed here to drop below 77.93, below this former low, below 77.92, to make a valid breakdown here. And so its failure to at least reach the former low has indicated that the price could increase in the short term, and the price has reached our potential stop loss without reaching our entry level. So that's why we decided to close or to delete this pending order, guys. And let's wait and see, and maybe we'll have something later. Right now we don't have something here like a good trade. Maybe we had something here, but only in the short term, after the price has jumped above these immediate highs towards the R1. Maybe a potential breakout here above the R1 could signal a further increase here in the short term, but right now we have to wait, and we have to be careful when trading the New Zealand dollar, only because tomorrow, as you can see here, the Reserve Bank of the New Zealand will publish its official cash rate, also the rate statement, the monetary policy statement, also the press conference could bring high volatility. And yeah, maybe it is good to stay away from the New Zealand dollar till after the Reserve Bank of New Zealand dollar meeting. Okay, so we'll see maybe tomorrow if we'll have something in the UK session, in the European session, after this monetary policy meeting. Okay, so that's why we may have some sharp movements on the New Zealand dollar. Okay, so right now we don't have anything here. I will take a look again on your questions. Is Dow Jones same as US30? Yes, US30, as you can see here, Dow Jones Industrial Average, guys. So the US30 is the Dow Jones. Ali, what about silver, sir? Yeah, we talked about silver. I've told you that our position is open, and let's take a look here. Yeah, the price closed right below our entry. Even if the price will decrease a little, maybe to retest this level here, maybe 27.79, or the broken downtrend line before jumping higher, our position is still valid here, guys. Okay, so it was our real account. So if the price of silver will close above these weekly pivot point after this false breakout, this could be a signal that the price of silver could continue to increase. Okay, let's take a look on the GBP versus the Japanese yen, and we'll talk about also about Bitcoin, Ethereum, sorry, also about Dogecoin. We'll talk about the US equities, we'll talk about US oil maybe. So please, guys, if you want me to take a look on a specific market, that's why I am here. So the British pound versus the Japanese yen right now, and as you can see here, the price of this pair has shown some overbought signals. It seems that the buyers are exhausted. Right now the price is still trapped within this minor pitchfork here between the upper medium line and the medium line. It has registered only a false breakout here above the weekly pivot point, above 154.14, and now is maybe it will pressure again our uptrend line, our immediate uptrend line. So personally I believe that maybe only something like a new higher high here, maybe a false breakdown here, test, retest, a valid breakout above this upper medium line, stabilization above the pivot point, and maybe a new higher high here could signal a further growth here on the GBP versus the Japanese yen. So right now we don't have something here. Maybe also a valid breakdown here could bring us something, but you should know that here we have an important support area around 153.36, around the weekly support 153.45. So personally I believe that only a new lower low here, maybe something like a strong drop, valid breakdown here, also valid breakdown could bring us something, but this scenario is less likely to happen, guys. Okay, so the GBP versus the Japanese yen is still bullish, and the potential breakout here above the weekly pivot point, above this upper medium line, stabilization, a new higher high could bring us a new buying opportunity. And once we'll have a confirmation here, a new buying opportunity, I will come back and I will send you the signal into the VIP Telegram group. Okay, so if US30 is dropping hard, so yeah, the price of the US30 drops aggressively right now. Let's take a look also on our, yeah, and it is almost to reach our entry level here. yeah, and if the price will hit our entry level, and if we will decide to manage the position maybe later today, yeah, I will update you. I will update you guys in the VIP Telegram group. Okay, Lee, how are you, man? Can you analyze, Saif, can you analyze US 100? Yeah, US 100, the Nasdaq. Let's take a look here as well. Yeah, the price of the US 100 drops as well. Maybe it will drop maybe towards our major uptrend line after failing to stabilize above the weekly R1. So here we have a bearish engulfing like on the US30, and if the US30 will drop further, then US 100 will drop as well. And right now, personally I don't like this one right now. You can see that it has jumped above my sliding parallel line here, above my dynamic resistance. Maybe it will drop only to test and retest this one before jumping higher. Let's wait and see. But right now we sent a signal on the US30, so we will not open a new trade on the US 100. US 500, the S&P, it has found resistance at the R1 and now is trading in the red, guys. We have a temporary sell-off here. Maybe the price of the US 500 will drop as well in the short term. And yeah, so you have the entry into the VIP Telegram group. And I believe it was just a moment, price 27.91. well, okay, so this is silver. No, our sell stop in the US30, sorry, so 34,300 it was, or this is our entry here in the US30 on the Dow Jones. And I've told you earlier that the price could be different at your broker, so if it's not the same price, maybe don't open this trade. Okay, let's take a look. One moment, because I want to take a look on your messages. Thank you guys for being here, for all your messages. Yeah, the British pound versus the Japanese yen was nasty during the New York session. Already in profit in Dow. Saif, yeah, I've told you that maybe for some of you guys the price is different for Dow Jones. The price could be different for CFDs, guys, from a broker to another broker, unfortunately. Okay, so let's continue and let's move forward with our live session here. And if you want me to take a look on other markets, thank you guys. Yes, Saif, 34,300, it was our entry, and that was our level in our real account. Okay, so let's take a look on the Dogecoin. Maybe you are interested in cryptocurrencies. And I'm waiting also for your one moment. So let's take a look on the Dogecoin, because we have something interesting here. So silver looks good. I've told you that even if the price will maybe decrease a little to retest this former high, also maybe to retest our downtrend line. Our position is still good and valid here on silver. So this is my update on silver. So let's take a look on Dogecoin. Maybe you are interested in this cryptocurrency. And as you can see here, we had an important sell-off corrective phase. The price of Dogecoin has dropped more than 71%. And right now it has found support, guys. One moment. Right now it has found support right on the 78.6 retracement level. Also it has failed to stabilize right below this upper medium line. Right now we have something like a down channel, but as you can see, the price of the Dogecoin has failed here to approach and reach and retest the downside line of the down channel of this pattern. So maybe a potential upside breakout is expected and is favored. So we'll have to wait and see. And maybe if the price will jump and stabilize above the weekly pivot point 0.3452, maybe if it will jump above 61.8, 0.3711, and maybe if it will register here a new higher high, then the price of Dogecoin could continue to increase. But right now we are at resistance here, so we have several resistance levels here, the 61.8, the downtrend line, also the weekly pivot point. So if the price stays below these resistance levels, upside obstacles, immediate upside obstacles, the price could slip lower, could decrease a little maybe. And personally I would like to see maybe also a new retest of this level 78.6. You can see here that the price has finally jumped above this warning line. So right now it has retested this broken warning line. So right now we are at resistance here, but I believe that something like a valid breakout here, stabilization maybe above the pivot point, a new higher high could signal a further growth here in Dogecoin. Okay, so these false breakdowns here with great separation have signaled that the drop is ended, is finally over. Maybe let's wait and see, and maybe a potential new higher high here could really signal that this drop is over and that the price of Dogecoin could start increasing again, okay, to come higher. One moment, I will take a look. Sorry guys, this was not my signal. One moment. Entry price, take profit, yeah, unfortunately, yeah. I will, one moment guys, and let's update our take profit. Sorry guys, it is, yeah, the US30, the Dow Jones triggered, and here is our take profit. One moment guys. So the US30, one moment, yeah, okay, so one moment, Dow Jones, but it is okay, 34,300, and our take profit is at 34,000. So I've told you guys that the price could be different at your broker, at your brokerage company. So that's why okay, so I believe that a potential value breakout here, a new higher high in Dogecoin, could signal a further growth. Let's take a look also on the Ethereum. Maybe you are interested guys in Ethereum as well. So you can see that the price of Ethereum was trapped here below the first warning line of the descending pitchfork. The price of Ethereum has tested, retested, the upper medium line has registered only false breakdowns below it, and now these aggressive breakout above the warning line have signaled a potential increase in the short term. Again, here the price of Ethereum has found resistance, guys, around 2645.97. It has increased now to pressure to test and retest the 78.6, also the weekly pivot point 2470. So let's wait and see, and if the price of Ethereum will stabilize right above these support levels, immediate support levels, and the new higher high here could really signal a further growth here registered by the Ethereum, guys. No, I think I'm missing something here. I'm in the VIP Telegram group, but I don't see any signals posted. Only the YouTube video link. Is there a different channel for the signals? No, that's the Telegram group, the VIP Telegram group. And yeah, today we sent the silver buy stop and also the US30, the Dow Jones sell stop. So these are our signals for today, guys. So every time and when we will send new signals, you will get it and you will find it into the VIP Telegram group. So you are in the correct group, in the right one. So Ethereum here, maybe a temporary drop was expected, was natural and normal here after this amazing rally. And I believe that if the price will stabilize above this pivot point, a new higher high here could really signal a bullish reversal here after this amazing drop. Okay, please guys, if you want me to take a look on a specific market, if you have questions, okay. I will edit this one here. Sorry guys. I believe that now is correct. Yeah, Part, can you please take a look on the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar? Will it be sound decision to take sell position in US versus the Canadian dollar? Let's take a look, guys. Thank you for your messages. So no, right now no, only because let's take a look on, and let's start from the daily here. One moment. So let's place here a static support. One moment. So we have, guys, a static support, an historical support at 1.2054, and right now you can see that the price has moved sideways, has tested and retested this historical support, static support 1.2054. It has registered only false breakdowns below it, so right now we don't have a short opportunity. So we had this strong sell-off here, and personally I will wait maybe for a new lower low here before taking action again. But no, right now we don't have a buying or a selling opportunity here on the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Okay, Yeah, Hamza, that triggered. Yeah, we'll talk about also the German stock index, about the DAX 30. So you can see that the price of the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar has taken out these immediate downtrend lines, but it is still traded right below this immediate downtrend line. So maybe, and personally I believe that only something like this maybe could bring us something, maybe a valid breakout above the immediate downtrend line, a new higher high here, the price to jump above this immediate high above 1.2144 to stabilize above the R1. So right now we cannot consider going long, only because the DXY has increased a little, I believe. So yeah, the price of the DXY, the US dollar index, has increased a little in the short term after registering, surprisingly, after registering a false breakdown here below the S1, 89.64, below 89.68, static support. But still, this could still be only a temporary rebound here in the short term, and the potential new drop here. I've told you yesterday in my daily video that the DXY maintains a bearish bias. It could maybe continue to drop as long as it stays below the weekly pivot point, below this downtrend line. It has failed to approach, to reach, maybe to retest the downtrend line, signaling selling pressure here. So this rebound here registered by the DXY has pushed the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar higher in the short term. Okay, so right now we don't have a potential trade here on the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Maybe the price will print something here, like a potential pattern, like a down channel, or like a falling wedge. But I've told you that personally I'll wait for, or I would like to see something like a valid breakout here, a valid breakout here, a new higher high, before maybe considering going long here on the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Aaron, yeah, we'll talk about other pairs, but first of all, let's take a look on the German stock index, DAX 30. This one drops significantly and aggressively right now. We have a strong sell-off, and I believe that its failure here to stay higher around the new all-time high around 15,603.7, or to approach the R1, have attracted sellers in the short term. But still, this could be only a temporary drop here, decline. And if the price will stay above this level, 15,469.2, former resistance, now support level, static support level. If the price will stay above it, only to register false breakdowns below it, then it could maybe increase again, or to jump higher, maybe towards the R1. So this temporary drop here could be natural, and maybe it was expected after this important rally, swing higher. Okay, so right now we don't have something here because it's risky to sell it here, only because the buyer is still bullish. It is also risky to buy it, also because it is traded right below the new all-time high. Let's take a look also on the US oil, guys. So the US oil, I've sent you an analysis today on the US oil. I've told you that the price of the West Texas Intermediate have decreased again after reaching again the upper medium line of the descending pitchfork. And I've told you in my previous sessions, in my analyses, webinars, that personally I'll wait for something like a valid breakout above the upper medium line, and also for a valid breakout here above 66.58, guys. Maybe something like this before considering going long here on the US oil. I've told you that the bias is still bullish and the US oil could continue to increase, guys. Yeah, let's take a look here. Our US30 runs in profit right now. Also our buying position in silver looks good. Only a temporary drop here after this strong rally. This is natural, and let's hope that the price will continue to increase here. Okay, so if the price of gold will continue to increase, then the price of silver should increase as well. So we have two open positions right now, silver and US30 in our real account, and also we have a buy stop, a pending order in the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Okay, so here is our position in the US dollar versus the Japanese yen, and the potential valid breakout here above this upper medium line of the descending pitchfork could send the price higher, and maybe the price will approach and reach our entry level here in the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Okay. Yes, Saskia, can you confirm that with your broker that was already triggered? Yeah, our position was triggered in Dow in the US30. I've told you that the price could be different from a brokerage company to another brokerage company. So if you don't have the same levels, maybe you should not open, maybe you should not open this trade in US30 on the Dow Jones. So US oil, I believe that the potential breakout here, maybe a new higher high, stabilization above 66.58 above the R1 could really signal a further growth here registered by the US oil, guys. Okay, and as you can see here, the price has decreased aggressively. It has registered a sharp drop after registering this false breakout here. This bearish engulfing signaled the potential drop. The price has retested the medium line and right now is pressuring the upper medium line. Right, the outlook is bullish, and the potential valid breakout here, a new higher high, maybe consolidation, could really signal a further growth here in the US oil. Okay, can you explain please if view on the DXY downside, why we have buy pending order in the US versus the Japanese yen? Yeah, this is a pending order, guys, and maybe if the sentiment will change and if the DXY maybe will register a potential strong growth here, if it will maybe stabilize right above this one here, 89.68 above the S1, maybe you can see here that the DXY, it looks like that the DXY could maybe print something like a falling wedge pattern, reversal pattern here. Okay, so that's why we placed that pending order buy stop on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen, and only if the DXY will maybe register a potential strong growth here, our position will maybe the US dollar versus the Japanese yen will approach and reach our entry level. So that's why we placed that trade, guys. we sent you that buy stop in the euro versus the Japanese yen. So let's take a look on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. So you can see here that the bias is still bullish on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen, right? The price is still traded above the uptrend line. It has failed here to approach, maybe to test and retest the medium line. It has failed here to reach the S1, the weekly support, 108.48, and now is pressuring this confluence area formed at the intersection between the upper medium line and the weekly pivot point, 108.99. So a valid breakout here, maybe stabilization, could send the price higher, and then the price will maybe reach our entry level from 109.35, guys, and then it could continue to increase and to maybe register an upside breakout from this range here. You can see that the price has failed to approach and reach and retest the range support. It has failed to stabilize right above the uptrend line. So a valid breakout here, consolidation, could indicate a potential growth here, and this scenario will take shape here in the US dollar versus the Japanese yen if the DXY will continue to increase in the short term. So that's why we decided to send this signal here in the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Okay. A quick question on the VIP groups. What other platforms do we use for the trades aside from Blueberry or Forex pairs? I'm really missing out the trade calls. You can email support and they will help you with this one. Okay, please email support and they will answer to your questions regarding brokerage companies. Okay, so let's move on. Let's take a look on Bitcoin. Let's take a look on Bitcoin, guys. So a temporary rebound, and let's take a look here on the daily, because so you can see that the price of Bitcoin has found support around the 61.8 on the first warning line of the descending pitchfork. These false breakdowns with great separation here have signaled a potential rebound, but right now the price is still pressuring the lower medium line of the descending pitchfork. Right now we don't have a buying opportunity as long as the price stays below this lower medium line in Bitcoin, but maybe a new higher high here, stabilization above the lower medium line, a new higher high could signal a further growth here in Bitcoin. Okay, so right now the bias is still bearish and we don't have an opportunity here. A potential new lower low here, drop and stabilization below the weekly pivot point here below 37,160.68 could maybe signal a new temporary decline here, but I believe that a new higher high, stabilization above the lower medium line, a new higher high could indicate maybe a potential growth here in Bitcoin. Okay, so let's take a look on the GBP versus the US dollar. As I promised you guys, I will take a look on more USD pairs. So here is the British pound versus the US dollar. Unfortunately, the price failed to stabilize right above 1.4177. Only test, retest, false breakouts here, false breakout with great separation above the R1, and now the price of the GBP versus the US dollar is trading in the red. and our first maybe downside target could be around here, around 1.41 psychological level. Also we have a former lower low here, 1.4099. So right now the bias is bearish in the short term after the price's failure here to stabilize right above the medium line, after its failure to approach again maybe the sliding line, also maybe to reach the 1.4241 static resistance. So yeah, the price of this pair could decrease a little in the short term as long as the DXY will increase a little in the short term. Okay, let's continue. US dollar versus the Swiss franc. So we had something here like a bullish engulfing after reaching the S1 0.8937, also after reaching this warning line, the first warning line of the descending pitchfork. So if the DXY, the US dollar index, will increase in the short term, this pair could increase a little as well, but the pressure will remain high here in this pair as long as the price stays right below this immediate downtrend line. So it could drop anytime again if the DXY will drop, and as long as it stays right below the weekly pivot point, below 0.8993, below this immediate downtrend line. Okay. Part, can you please make a playlist or a series of video on correlation of FX pairs and indexes and the correlation among the FX pairs? This seems interesting to me. Yeah, maybe I will do it, because yeah, it is very important to understand how the markets move. Yeah, when the price of the DXY drops, what impact will have on US equities, or maybe what impact will have on the price of gold, on silver, or other correlations, intermarket correlations. Yeah, maybe I will do a video tutorial on this topic. Thank you. Okay, so here the US dollar versus the Swiss franc, the bias is still bearish as long as the price stays below the weekly pivot, below this immediate downtrend line. So it's risky right now to buy it only after the price has printed and registered this bullish engulfing here in the short term on the 4-hour chart. Let's take a look also on the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. Yeah, we have a strong sell-off here after the price has reached this immediate downtrend line, also the R1, the weekly resistance 0.7237, only false breakouts here, and now the price maybe could drop towards the weekly pivot point again, towards 0.7194, towards our uptrend line here. Personally, I want to delete this one from here, because I want to draw this one here, this triangle. So this triangle, this pattern could bring us great trading opportunities. So right now the price moves somehow sideways, and a potential maybe drop and sideways movement followed by a valid breakout here. So breakout, retest, new higher high, this is a valid breakout, could signal a further growth, and maybe a potential drop, maybe sideways movement here and a valid breakdown retest new lower low could bring us a potential selling opportunity. So we'll have to wait here on the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar for the price to escape from this pattern, from this triangle. I've told you that tomorrow we have the Reserve Bank of New Zealand monetary policy meeting, so let's wait and see how the price will react. Also, we'll have to be careful maybe on Thursday, because the US is to release its preliminary GDP, gross domestic product. It is expected, the specialists are expecting a 6.4% growth. Also, the unemployment claims could continue to drop in the previous week. Durable good orders, core durable good orders, pending home sales. So we have important US data on Thursday and Friday. Also tomorrow we'll have this high impact event from the New Zealand. So yeah, Abdullah, I will take a look on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. So right now we have a sell-off here on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. We have a pattern here as well. The price failed to stabilize right above this downtrend line, above the weekly pivot point, above this lower medium line, and here as well, maybe, but only after a valid breakdown here below the support area we may have something like a short opportunity. So even if the price will drop, test retest here, it could increase again. Okay, so personally I would like to see maybe test retest here of the lower medium line of the pivot point, drop, and maybe a valid breakdown here could signal and could bring us a potential short opportunity on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Right, so right now it's risky to sell it here because we have a key level here around 0.77, 05, 0.77 psychological level. So right now it's risky to sell the Australian dollar versus the US dollar, even if the price will continue to drop in the short term. I've told you that the US dollar could appreciate a little if the DXY will continue to increase, and if the DXY will maybe confirm that falling wedge pattern, that reversal pattern, then we may have an important growth in the US dollar, an important appreciation. But right now this could maybe still be only a false breakdown here below the lower medium line, below the pivot point, so we have to wait. And personally I believe that a false breakdown here below the pivot point, below the lower medium line, and the potential maybe growth here, stabilization above the lower medium line, a new higher high here maybe could bring us a new buying opportunity. We'll have to wait and see how the price will react here around these support levels and around these support levels. Okay, okay, one moment, I will take a look on your messages. Thank you guys. Joshua, sorry if I'm not pronouncing correctly your name. Still having issues doing analysis. What indicators do you use and what are all the lines on the chart? I only know the Andrews pitchfork. So personally I'm using a lot the Andrews pitchfork. I'm using also the 50% Fibonacci lines at the half of the distance between the medium line and the lower medium line, between the medium line and the upper medium line. And also I'm using, one moment, I'm using here also 1.5 150% Fibonacci line as an extension here. Also to the first warning line as potential targets, potential support levels, resistance levels. So these are my lines here. Also, I'm using static support like this one here. We had a former lower low here, and you can see that the price has retested this line 0.7705. only it has registered only false breakdown, so this is a static support. Here I have a static resistance 0.7816, test retests, drops. Here the price has failed to retest it, signaling that the bulls are exhausted, signaling a potential drop towards this static support. I'm also using dynamic support and resistance, trend lines, pivot points, and you can use whatever you want. You should use what tools will help you to identify good trading opportunities and support and resistance levels. So you don't have to use pitchfork if you don't like it or you don't understand it. You have to use indicators or tools that will really help you to identify trades, exertions levels, reversals, support, resistance levels. So okay, if you have more questions, please guys, let's take a look again on gold. So the price of gold could continue to increase, and maybe it will approach and reach this psychological level 1900. Also the R1, and maybe a valid breakout above these immediate resistance levels could signal further growth towards the upper medium line of our. Take a look here. I've drawn this ascending pitchfork, hoping that I will catch a swing higher here, a potential growth. So right now the price is traded far above this inside sliding line, the upside sliding parallel line. Test retests, only false breakdowns, test retests here of the 1875, and now the price is expected to continue to increase. Yeah, Aaron, the Canadian dollar versus the Japanese yen. Yeah, the price of this pair, the Canadian dollar versus the Japanese yen, stands around this upper medium line. Unfortunately, it has failed to stabilize right above it. It has decreased a little, but the bias is still bullish as long as the price maybe stays above 89.73, as long as it stays above S1. So we have something like a range here in the short term, a sideways movement on this pair. Let's take a look here. And I believe that the potential stabilization above the upper medium line and a new higher high here, valid breakout from this range, could signal a further growth. And I believe that something like this, maybe test retest of the upper medium line, drop again below the weekly pivot point, and a valid breakdown here, a downside breakout from this range could signal a potential drop in the short term. So we'll have to wait here, because right now we are at the half of this range, and we'll have to wait for a confirmation here, guys. Yeah, the Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Thank you. Yeah, Jordan, the US dollar versus the Japanese yen, we talked about it, but I will take a look again. So this one, the Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar, is bearish. You can see here. I've told you in my previous lives that this one could still drop as long as it stays below this immediate downtrend line, right? So right now it has registered maybe only a false breakout here above the weekly pivot point, and it could maybe drop again towards this lower low. A new lower low will signal maybe a further drop, so this one is bearish here, but I don't like this pair right now, and I will not sell it right now because you can see that the price is already in a major downtrend here. So let's take a look again on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Whoa, one moment, US dollar versus the Japanese yen, sorry guys. So the price of the US dollar versus the Japanese yen is still there, is pressuring this confluence area formed at the intersection between the upper medium line and the pivot point. You should know that a valid breakout through a confluence area could bring a strong growth here. A false breakout only a false breakout rejection could send the price down again. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, and guys, please guys, if you like our analysis, this webinar, you can like this video, it will be highly appreciated. Also, please guys, you can share our videos from our YouTube channel, you can comment, you can like our videos. Okay, will help us into the YouTube algorithm. Okay, so we'll have to wait and see if the price will register a valid breakout here through this confluence area to stabilize above the upper medium line, above the pivot point, consolidation. Then the price may increase further after all these failures to close near the medium line or to approach and reach and retest the S1. So the bias is still bullish here in the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Okay, let's take a look again on the US30. Yeah, the price has increased a little, but I believe that our position is still valid. Our stop loss is above this former high. Okay, let's take a look again, one moment, on silver, and you can see here on the 1 hour that the price of silver has finally managed to close above the weekly pivot point. Maybe it will decrease, test and retest it, maybe before increasing further here. So the bias is still bullish on silver and our position is still valid, and maybe it will continue to increase and approach our take profit, guys. And this position is safe. Our stop loss is below these former lows, and if the price will stabilize right above the broken pivot point, weekly pivot point, then it should continue to increase. Okay, let's take a look also on the UK 100, on the FTSE 100. I've told you on Friday that we may have something here like a triangle, a symmetrical triangle. We'll have to wait here as well for the price to escape and get out from this pattern before deciding to go long or go short here. It has registered only a false breakout here, and now it could drop maybe towards the weekly pivot point, towards the downside line of this pattern, towards this support, minor uptrend line. We'll have to wait and see, but something like this, maybe valid breakout, maybe a new higher high here, could maybe signal that the price of the FTSE 100, the UK 100, could resume its growth. Okay, because the bias is still bullish despite this sideways movement, right? Okay, guys, if you don't have any more questions, we'll end our webinar here. Unfortunately, we didn't find good setups right now live here, but maybe we'll come back later today with maybe other signals, and if we'll have something, if we'll get confirmations, I will send you more signals into the VIP Telegram group only for you guys. So thank you guys for being here today for this live trading webinar, for this live session. Yeah, the price of the euro versus US dollar has decreased a little in the short term, maybe to retest this area, these former highs, and if the price of the euro versus US dollar will come back and stabilize above the R1, then it could continue to increase towards our major upside target, upper medium line, towards 1.23 psychological level, guys. Okay, so the bias is still bullish despite this temporary drop here. You can see that the price is traded far above this immediate uptrend line. This could be only a temporary drop after this amazing rally here. So it was a good decision to close our position in euro versus US dollar here around these former highs. It has increased, but as you can see, the price has increased maybe to test and retest these former highs. So it was a good decision to close our position in profit, and let's wait and see, let's wait and see how our open position will develop, and I will come back with updates into the VIP Telegram group if something will happen, if we'll decide to maybe manage the US30 or silver, or maybe to close half of our positions, or if the euro versus the Japanese yen will approach and reach our entry level. Okay, I will be back, guys, with new updates into the VIP Telegram group. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for all your messages, and I will be back with a new, maybe in the coming days, maybe on Thursday or Friday, with a new live webinar, with a new live session, or maybe tomorrow. Okay guys, thank you guys. Please guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel, it is very important. You can share our videos, you can comment, you can like our videos. I believe that you are already a VIP member. Learn to Trade Go Premium. You can still access this link here. Also, you can visit our website